Greetings, citizens of Nerdtropolis. Sean Taj here, the mayor of Nerdtropolis, and I'm joined today by Adil and Bilall, two dynamic directors who have taken the film world by storm and given us Bad Boys for Life and Miss Marvel. Their latest film coming to theaters is called Rebel. Adil, Bilall, I have been waiting for this opportunity for a very long time, not gonna lie. I'm big fans of y'all.
Thank you. For the man.
Yeah, before we get into this film, Rebel, I wanted to mention the travesty in Morocco. A very destructive earthquake hit such a beautiful country. Do you have a message for the people of Morocco to share and also encourage the rest of the world to support the relief efforts?
Yeah, so for us, it's very personal. Obviously, right away we contacted our family and friends to be sure that they were safe, and then thank God, in our case, they're all safe. But it's all in remote villages. Some villages have been entirely destroyed. So our thoughts and prayers for all the victims over there. Allah rahmum, like we say, and they're really in need of food, water, and medicine. It's very difficult to reach them, and every hour counts. Time is really ticking now. So all the support that I can do to the official donations, Red Cross over there, please do. Yeah, please do.
Yeah, the rest of the world, and definitely, us in the United States, everyone's doing their best to support Morocco. Such a beautiful country. I hope to visit one day. I just love the culture over there. And
I would say visit also Morocco. I think, tourism is one of the most important things of the country, and it's going to need it, more than ever. So please keep on visiting Morocco. They really need it.
Yeah, such a strong culture there. And this film as well, Rebel, which will be in theaters on September 15th. This movie is so compelling. It's powerful. It's emotional, has so many layers to it. And I have to say the cinematography is incredible. And I feel like this is a personal project for y'all.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is actually our most personal and most important movie we ever made in our career. So it's because we saw it firsthand. We saw it all happen in our neighborhoods. I saw young people that I played soccer with, that I went to school with, see them going to Syria and fighting, and then seeing all the attacks that happened in Europe, in France, in Belgium, around the corner. So it was like very shocking and emotional for us to see all of that, and we just wanted to understand how come, because these guys had the same background as us, Muslim Belgian Moroccans. How do they got radicalized like that? And that felt like for us a mission statement to make a movie and understand the complexity and the nuance behind this whole conflict, and that's what that's why we felt as Muslims to show that Muslim perspective, very important to tell this story.
Yeah, as you mentioned, in Belgium, there's a big Muslim population. I'm Persian descent. I actually have some family in Belgium as well. So we heard a lot of stories from them, what's going on there. It's such a small country, but it's a beautiful country. But there's just so much also going on. So this definitely puts a spotlight on it. Was there a specific incident that made y'all decide to go ahead and make this narrative in this film? Was there a specific time that you were like, this is when we should make this movie?
Well, it was years and years. In around 2013, we started to really hear from people close to us that they were going to Syria, and it was like every other week or every month, the neighbor of this person, the cousin of this person, and all of that, they are all going to Syria, and we were like, that's crazy. This phenomenon of people that were born in Belgium, were like us, grew up there, our generation, our age, all of a sudden started to participate in a war that was actually not their war. And then you started to see those videos, those propaganda extremist videos of ISIS, and you see these people that that you recognize, that your friends know, that your friends grew up with, like in his case, they talk the same language, dialect of you, and then they become terrorists and they do attacks in Paris and in Brussels. And every year, we're starting to have the idea of making this movie in 2013, but that was like the early days. It was not clear that there was going to be this organization named ISIS. And then in 14, it becomes ISIS. Then in 15 and 16, you have the attacks. So there was an ever-changing, evolving story. And we felt like kind of responsibility to basically make a historical movie in the same way that Oliver Stone made Vietnam War movies or Spielberg made World War II movies, that this was our war that we needed to portray and try to explain what happened.
Yeah, y'all put together a great film. Like I said, great cinematography. I really enjoyed watching it. What do y'all hope y'all audience takes away from this film? And what discussions and conversations do you hope it will spark?
Well, I hope that if people have questions like what was ISIS, how was it like, what were the consequences, what was the Syrian civil war, that they have elements of an answer by watching it. That they try to understand the perverse nature of radicalization, because we as Muslims, it was very important for us to show that it's not just like Islam and extremists. That's not how it works. It's a very perverted psychological game that they're doing. And ISIS is more like a gangster organization. It's a mafia, basically, that uses the same techniques, and they just use religion to gather power. And it's something that happens with Muslim youth, but it's happening also with far right extremism. It's exactly the same techniques, and to show the propaganda that they used and how it was really for the people in Raqqa, in the capital of ISIS at that time.
How do you see Rebel contributing to the broader conversation of cinema and storytelling? Because these are subject matters we really don't see in movies these days as much. We did in the past a few, but now it seems like it's the time to get these types of stories out there.
Yeah, I think why this story is so important, because when we looked at all the TV shows and movies, we didn't see really the inside perspective of that subject matter, and it's really showing the humanity behind this horrible conflict, and devastating, and it's like you're in hell, but seeing those good people trying to survive in these conditions, and humanizing, that makes us all like understand the whole world, the universal emotions that are behind it. That's I think those stories are important to make and to show.
Yeah, and I think that if we are not going to tell those stories, who's going to tell them otherwise?
Yeah, that's very true. And Adil, the young actor that plays Nassim is your brother. Is that correct?
Yeah, my little brother. That's right.
Shout out to him. How was that experience to have him on this project, and how proud are you of him?
Oh yeah, I'm super proud. It was awesome. It happened by accident. It was during the lockdown in 2020. I was 3 months blocked with him, and I was like, rewriting some of the dialogue, and he was always doing little performances and like theater pieces. So I was like, I took my phone and I said, hey, do you want to like do this little scene just to see how it sounds through the mouth of a little kid? And surprisingly, he did it pretty well. He was not shy or nothing, and I was like, okay, maybe give him a shot. Who knows? And then Bilall saw it, and he was convinced. And then the producer saw it, and it's like,
yeah, I even at like I wanted to cast the whole world to find this actor to play this role, because it's super complex, role, and deep emotions. And then when I saw his brother, I was like, what? Yeah, he's phenomenal, and so, he's 10 years old and so smart, and he and it was just a fascination to see him grow as an actor, and then play one of the most difficult emotional scenes at the end of the movie. Was I don't know, I had goosebumps. It was yeah. He's a star.
Yeah, oh definitely. Does he want to do more movies?
Yeah, actually, he wants to direct movies. So now he's 13. So he was 10 years old at the time. But that's his thing. I mean, he would love to act, but he's more like, I want to make it now. So we'll see what happens.
He has a good brother and a good uncle. Yeah.
So, there you go. Well, he's like, I already acted and I did such a great job. Now it's to elevate, and now I'm going to move into directing. So he's already done the acting thing. He's done with it. He's on to the next one.
It's like a career move up.
That quickly. Very impressive. Super proud of him for sure. What were the films that inspired the both of you to become filmmakers?
There are a lot. I think, for me, besides the base is always Spielberg. It's always like
Spielberg is the base.
E.T., Jurassic Park,
Indiana Jones,
Jaws. That's like, that's the base.
At the same.
But as I was growing up, it was for me JFK by Oliver Stone. That was like my all-time favorite, still is. And Do the Right Thing, Spike Lee.
Yeah, and also, this French movie La Haine was really for me the click. It talks about the banlieues in Paris, and it was a world that I knew. Like I grew up in that world, and seeing that on the big screen made me realize like maybe I can also make movies.
Yeah, and all those Scorsese movies, obviously, that's
Scorsese,
standard.
Oliver Stone, Spike Lee, the whole.
Well, do you remember when y'all were 10 years old? Like, what movie do you remember at 10 years old that like you saw in theaters and you're like, wow, I want to do something like this, or just you loved so much at 10 years old?
For me, it was JFK. I didn't see it in theater. It was on television, but it's a movie that I never dropped. And every movie that I try to make is a kind of JFK. So for me, Rebel, it's my JFK basically. Yeah. And for you, it's La Haine.
Yeah, it was La Haine. Yes. That's every movie is La Haine.
You see some vibes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Growing up, I was a big, actually, a Jean-Claude Van Damme fan, like ultimate fan of his. A lot of his movies I watched, I fell in love with that at such a young age, and still a big fan of his. Those are the types of action movies I loved as a kid. And I have to ask this one question. We're going to shift a little bit. That always bothered me, but y'all are part of my favorite film franchise, Bad Boys. And why was the third Bad Boys film called Bad Boys for Life when we're making a fourth one? But did y'all didn't know you're making a fourth one, though, I have to say. I mean, you kind of go one by one, but y'all did such a great job. I'm not surprised y'all are making a fourth one, but was there alternate titles for that one?
No, actually, at the time we thought it was going to be the last one,
like Bad Boys for Life.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about a fourth.
Yeah, we also said you cannot do a fourth one because then we already use the title, and now there's a fourth one, so we're thinking, can we switch titles and retitle Bad Boys for Life, maybe Ride or Die, and then because it never happened before, so because Star Wars retitled their titles. Star Wars became A New Hope, so it's not impossible. So we'll see.
I was thinking also Bad Boys Forever, but it's like this lame.
Bad Boys for Life for real.
Well, that just shows how amazing y'all are as directors. You go into this third film not knowing what's going to happen, and you just knock out of the park, and you're in the middle of doing a fourth one. Is everything done filming wise with that? Any updates you can give on the fourth film?
Well, we shot all the Atlanta days, and we're still, missing the Miami aspect because, what a lot of people don't know is that stunt drivers are also SAG, so they are not allowed to do, their stunts. So a lot of the cool Porsche driving through Miami shots, we still need to do those and put the Miami flavor in it. But besides that, the movie, whereas Bad Boys for Life or 3 was was more, had more of the dramatic tone sometimes. So this one is going to be really fun, comedy basically.
Really good time in the theaters, brother. Yeah, really, it's a roller coaster of emotions, but fun.
Fun, a lot of fun.
I believe it. I mean, y'all must be laughing on the set almost every day with those two.
Oh yeah. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. So sometimes it's difficult to get focused, but yeah, that's why it's so fun to make them. I think that those franchises, you see the fun at making it, and the fun comes out of the screen. Yeah,
and it seemed like y'all also had a lot of fun doing Miss Marvel, which was fantastic. I mean, that's so cool, and it's great to see her back in the Marvels. What can we expect y'all to return to the Marvel universe?
Well, if they ask us, it was great fun to introduce Miss Marvel to the world, and to have that visual style with the animation and all that, which was a bit different from the other MCU shows. But we'll see what happens in the Marvels, and if they call us, we're never gonna say no to Kevin Feige. Never.
No, like I said, y'all, I keep gonna say y'all are such great talent. Is there a Marvel character you might want to do and make a film or series about? I think for y'all, to be honest, this is my personal opinion, I would love to see y'all tackle the Silver Surfer. I feel like the backstory of the Silver Surfer would be perfect for y'all, and just what y'all did with Miss Marvel and the effects, you would have so much fun with the Silver Surfer.
Well, we love the Silver Surfer. It's super cool, and I think we'll see. I don't know if somebody making Fantastic Four now. I don't know.
Oh, who knows what's going on with that? There's so much going on that no one knows.
We'll see. We will not say no to Fantastic Four, obviously. So that's a great franchise. It's great. I mean, it's great group of characters. We would have a lot of fun with that. But obviously, our brother Jan de Mange is doing Blade. If there's a Blade
super talented director. So
Jan is our bro.
Good hands.
Can't wait to see it. If Jan doesn't want to do the next Blade, we're still there. If
Deadpool 4,
if the Deadpool 4, they want to go for it, we're there too. So a lot of Marvel characters that we really dig. So we're here.
I love seeing y'all's excitement about all the different projects y'all did. Was there a superhero y'all loved growing up?
Well, the best Batman, of course. That's
Yes.
the numero uno, you know. So
The OG.
yeah, so that's also why we said yes to Batgirl, just to get the chance to, you know, go to the Bat family, to go to Gotham City, and especially to get, you know, a vibe of the Burton Gotham City with Michael Keaton as Batman. That was our main reason to say yes to the project.
Yeah, and you know, everyone is backing all after that happened. I just wanted to say that the fans and everyone that saw what happened with that film definitely feel your pain on that. But it's also, we're excited to see what else y'all are going to do. But definitely excited to see what other superheroes you can tackle. I got some questions. I got a couple questions about Batgirl I'd like to know. So this movie was supposed to be part of the Burtonverse, the Tim Burton world. Is that the Earth it was supposed to be?
It was very complex because obviously J.K. Simmons was playing Jim Gordon. So, you know, back then they were explaining to us, well, you know, it's all spaghetti. So now after we saw The Flash, now we understand the spaghetti reference. But back then we didn't know. And it was supposed to come out after The Flash. So the only thing is that the movie was very grounded. You know, there was not really like the fantasy aspect to it. So it was more like, you know, like in the Burton / even a Nolan-esque, you would say. And it was a very straightforward, almost drama kind of movie. But that you know, it was not, the multiverse aspect was really not part of it. So it was a more realistic movie, you could say. That's how it was supposed to be.
But what a cast it was, and what was so exciting was about Brendan Fraser going to be in this film. With such a great cast, how was it to have those type of actors, those really high level actors on set for a project like that?
No, it was fantastic.
Yeah,
you know,
it was one of the best experiences of this whole project, is getting to work with these super talented, legendary people.
Yeah.
And also like Leslie Grace, who played Batgirl, just gave a phenomenal performance.
Yeah, it was a very nuanced, very human performance, and very grounded as well, but a lot of vulnerability and endearing, but also like the strength, like an aspiring character, you know, that you
see her grow.
That was really, really cool, with a really good sense of right and wrong, and the love that she has for JK, for a father, but the respect and reverence for Batman. And also, you know, Brendan Fraser already then gave an Oscar-worthy performance. I mean, we were all saying, "What? This is going to win an Oscar for that?"
Yeah,
because his Firefly was a very nuanced, tragic villain that you understood, and it was a complex relationship between him and the character of Batgirl. So obviously having all these actors, and Keaton as you know, Keaton is the GOAT, you know, Batman. That was
felt like a kid on the set when he came.
Yeah, it was really, you know, if anything, besides the heartbreak, is a big disappointment, because we do the movies for the fans, the DC fandom. They are our bosses, you know. We work for them, basically. We work for the audience, and they should be the final judge of any work. So that's a big disappointment. But at the same time, we cherish those memories and those relationships that we built while we were making that movie.
Yeah, like I said, I love the positivity y'all have doing this. This is why you're also very successful. If they want to bring that story y'all created for Batgirl, make it into a comic book. We'd love to see visually what y'all have planned. A one-shot comic book based on the script, and kind of do that. That'd be kind of cool. I think that's the best way to kind of remedy that. So DC, if you're hearing that, we would just love to see just a comic book of what we could have seen on the big screen, which is fine too. That'd be a great way to do it.
That's a great idea. Never thought of it. Yeah, we're gonna make a kick-ass graphic novel if we get the chance. Yeah, let's do that.
Yes.
Let's do that.
I'm buying 100 copies right now.
Awesome. That's great.
And then lastly, what's next for y'all as directors?
We'll see. I mean, we Bad Boys 4, obviously. Next time, inshallah, like we say. And then we don't have any idea. I mean, there's obviously there was projects in Europe that we continue. We'd love to make a full-blown musical in the same vibe as Rebel, but this time all the way musical in Hollywood with Hollywood actors. Mm-hmm. So that's we're trying to find a story that would lean into in something like that. And now we're just waiting. We're just standing by. And if there's a DC, if we are allowed to return one day, inshallah, to the Bat universe and Gotham City, we're big fans, so we're never gonna say no to that.
We want a day in court, actually.
Yeah, we're gonna make our case.
Gotta do it. And also bring Leslie Grace into that musical. She'd be great to be part of a musical. She's excellent. So that'll be kind of full circle too when you go that route.
Exactly. That'd be
Great
fantastic.
ideas, brother.
Yeah, man. Let's work together, bro.
Just call me anytime. I got tons of ideas for y'all.
Awesome.
Adil, Bilall, this was excellent, and hopefully cross paths in the future. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It was great.
Much
pleasure.
love, brother.
Thank you very much, man. Peace.
Once again, this is Sean Charles, the mayor of Nerdtropolis, and stay tuned for more movie news, reviews, interviews, and trailers.